evening, viewers. A very warm welcome to all of you in today's episode of our weekly magazine series, Youth Folio, our series in which we take you on a visual trip across the Northeast. This is a region of amazing scenic beauty, rich culture, and unique lifestyles of hundreds of tribes. Check out on how people here are adapting to the new normal. Get information from doctors. Get a peep into development activities in all the states. This and lots more in our first section, Current Issues. First trial run vessel for Indo-Bangla trade via waterways reaches Tripura from Bangladesh. People flock markets again after announcement of Unlock 4, albeit following Corona protocol. Meghalaya Chief Minister checks on progress of water to every tap project of Jal Jeevan Mission. Manipur Chief Minister inspects progress on Nambul River Rejuvenation Project. Tripura farmer shows a path to become Atmanirbhar. In a major boost to prospects of trade and commerce to and from Tripura, a boat-sized vessel, MB Premier, carrying 10 tons of cement from Dodkandi in Bangladesh, anchored in the newly created makeshift port along Gomti River in Sonamura subdivision on the 5th of September. The trial run vessel began its journey on the 3rd of September. Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb, who had mooted the idea of having water connectivity of the state across Bangladesh for boosting trade and commerce, described the event as historic for the state, which would save huge transport costs for this tiny state besides other states of the Northeast.
মণিপুর হোক, নাগাল্যান্ড হোক, মেঘালয় হোক, অরুণাচল হোক, আমাদের নর্থ ইস্টে যে 8টি রাজ্য আছে অষ্টলক্ষ্মী, আমাদেরকে ওয়াটারওয়েজে ট্রান্সপোর্টেশন করতে হয় হলদিয়া বন্দর থেকে। কত কিমি দূর? ত্রিপুরা থেকে 1200 কিমি দূর, 1200 কিলোমিটার। তো 1200 কিলোমিটার দূর থেকে আমরা আনতে হয়, কিন্তু আমরা লক্ষ্য করেছি যখন চিটাগাং বন্দর দিয়ে আমরা টেস্টিং করেছি তখন মাত্র 600 কিলোমিটারে চলে এসেছি। 400 কিলোমিটার বাই ওয়াটারওয়েজ, 200 কিলোমিটার বাই রোড, তাহলে অর্ধেক হয়ে গেছে। তো পুরো নর্থ ইস্টের যখন অর্ধেক ট্রান্সপোর্টেশন কস্ট কমে যাবে ওবি ওয়াটারওয়েজের মাধ্যমে, তাতে আমাদের 25 থেকে 30% বাঁচত হবে। সেটা ত্রিপুরার মতো ছোট রাজ্যের জন্য অনেক বড় বিষয়।
The vessel was received by Deb along with Member of Parliament Pratima Bhaumik, Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh Riva Ganguly Das, Secretary Ministry of Industries and Commerce Kiran Gitte, besides other dignitaries. Chairperson Inland Waterways Authority of India Dr. Amita Prasad highlighted in a video message that connectivity through eastern waterways is hugely beneficial. The reopening of marketplaces via Unlock 4 has brought much joy to the general public, who can be seen visiting marketplaces and undertaking leisure shopping and enjoying too. At the showroom of ArtFed, or the Assam Apex Weavers and Artisans Cooperative Federation Limited, located in August Kranti Bhavan in Delhi's Bhikaji Kama Place for instance, one saw beautiful Muga saris and mekhlas, the pride of Assam, moving off the shelves that they were gathering dust on since the lockdown began. Customers have started coming, albeit with their masks on. Shopping complexes are ensuring temperature checks, sanitization of premises, hand hygiene, staggered entry of customers and so on, and life is moving forward. Indians have adapted fast to living with Corona.
सेफ्टी के मामला में हम जैसे घर से आते हैं, आके गार्ड के पास हमारा टेम्परेचर चेक किया जाता है, हमारा हैंड सैनिटाइज़र होता है, फिर अपना शॉप पे आता हूँ, शॉप खोल के साफ़ सफाई करके जितना हो सके सैनिटाइज़ करता हूँ, और जो कस्टमर्स आते हैं उन लोग को हम हैंड सैनिटाइज़र करवा के दो करके अंदर आने देता हूँ, वो भी सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग करके, वो दोनों के बीच भी मास्क होना अनिवार्य है।
We have bought 2 saris for ourselves, and plus I can see so many jackets and mufflers for gents, and when we entered the shop, there was social distancing, only two could enter the shop, and our hands were sanitized, and we were bound to wear masks. And now since I'm talking to you, I have removed my mask now, otherwise I have my own mask. And if we do such type of shopping, then I think we can fight corona.
Moving on, our Youth Folio team in Delhi visited the famous Delhi Haat, where quite a few visitors were trudging in and a good number of shops have reopened. States of the Northeast have a sizable presence here, with artisans of various states selling their traditional crafts, handloom products and local cuisines. Artisan Philangaun from Ukhrul, Manipur was back here selling her black pottery and Kona products and expressing how difficult the lockdown time was for artisans like her and how happy and hopeful she is after reopening her stall. A little further, our team chanced upon a family celebrating a birthday at the popular Tashi Delek food stall run by Sikkim Tourism. Many other customers too were enjoying the popular momos, thupka soups, chow mein and other delicacies, while the management was ensuring several safety measures. People expressed their happiness with reopening of the marketplaces and said that they really missed outings and eating out, while understanding that now the normal has changed and they must adhere to corona protocols.
फैमिली के साथ यहाँ पे बहुत बार आते थे, बट कोरोना की वजह से और लॉकडाउन की वजह से हमारा यहाँ आना नहीं हो पा रहा था, बिकॉज काफ़ी ज़्यादा दिक्कतें हमें फेस करने को मिल रही थी. लेकिन क्योंकि आज मेरी वाइफ का बर्थडे है, तो हमने एक सीक्रेट प्लान किया कि हम यहाँ पे सेलिब्रेट करेंगे, बिकॉज यहाँ के सिक्किम के मोमोज़ बहुत फेमस हैं एंड हमें फ्राइड मोमोज़ बहुत पसंद है.
इस सिक्किम फूड स्टॉल पर काफ़ी दिनों से मैं आता हूँ और यहाँ का मोमोज़ मेरे को खींच के लाता है. मैं खुद ना आना चाहूँ, मेरे को मोमोज़ खींच के लाता है. यहाँ का जो इनकी क्वालिटी है वेरी नाइस. और लॉकडाउन के दौरान 4 महीने हमने कैसे बिताए, बड़ी याद आई इन लोगों की और यहाँ के मोमोज़ की.
The Northeast might have picturesque waterfalls and clear gushing waters in abundance, mighty rivers, and world-famous lakes. But drinking water is still in shortage. The Jal Jeevan Mission, a dream of the Honorable Prime Minister, implemented by the Ministry of Jal Shakti, which envisages taking tap water to every household by 2024, is a massive developmental step to wipe out this drinking water misery, especially in rural areas. States of the Northeast too are taking steps to ensure that this dream of the nation is fulfilled. Towards this end, in Meghalaya, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, accompanied by State PHE Minister Samlin Magniang, local MLA, and officials visited the Sohyong area in East Khasi Hills district recently to inspect the ongoing works of the PHE department under JJM. Despite rains, the young Chief Minister visited many households where taps were newly installed, checked whether water was reaching them, and interacted with the beneficiaries.
पानी आता है? अच्छा, पहले नहीं था? हाँ? पहले नहीं था ना?
The Chief Minister said that the state aimed at reaching piped water to over 1 lakh households in this financial year.
We are given technical as well as financial support to ensure that this program is implemented. Once again, I thank all the officials who have been doing a tremendous job and the Honorable Prime Minister and the Minister Jal Shakti for their support. And with this, we are very confident that within the next 2 years, by 2022, we should be able to complete the rural household target that we have set for the department, and all the rural households will be able to get water supply through tap.
The Chief Minister and his team also inspected works at the Greater Shillong Water Supply Scheme at Mawphlang. The project is currently being upgraded under Phase 3 to ensure that the households that were outside its ambit under Phase 1 and 2 gets covered. The project pumps water from River Umyu at Mawphlang. Upholding that corona pandemic can no longer delay developmental works, Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh went on an inspection of the ongoing Nambul River Rejuvenation Project in his state, accompanied by State Forest and Environment Minister Awangbao Nyumai, MLAs and officials. The Chief Minister and other dignitaries planted trees and flowering plants along the Nambul River bank on the occasion and also interacted with the locals, urging them to stop throwing garbage into the river. The Nambul River, which flows through the heart of Imphal city, has become very polluted and hence the need for rejuvenation. The Nambul River Rejuvenation Project, launched in March 2019, undertaken at a budget of Rs 97 crore, aims at beautifying the Nambul River area, laying sewage pipelines on both sides of the river, constructing a state-of-the-art water treatment plant to treat urban wastes, etc. Far from the madding crowds in rural Matai village under Brahmakund Panchayat, Simna area, West Tripura, a little educated farmer with no farmland of his own, Bhabendra Debnath, has accomplished a feat which drew in State Chief Minister Biplab Deb, top officials and a posse of media people to his village. He has managed to grow watermelons aplenty off-season, and that too on bamboo elevated platform in a field which is not his own, but on which he is a mere sharecropper, meaning the field belongs to someone else. The farmer tills the land, grows crops, and shares the proceeds as payment for the land. To ensure maximum yield, Debnath revealed that he used the mulching method. The entire process, Debnath further informed, was learnt by him through information given on the internet via YouTube. Hailing this effort as a real example of Atmanirbharta as espoused by our Honorable Prime Minister, State Chief Minister Biplab Deb promised subsidized loans through NABARD to such sharecroppers and also promised to make an agri-hub between Simna to the Agartala airport.
तो दूसरे के ज़मीन में भी खेती करके आप खुद को एस्टैब्लिश कर सकते हैं। इससे बड़ा उदाहरण क्या हो सकता है। और साथ ही साथ इसीलिए त्रिपुरा सरकार ने अभी घोषणा किया है 50,000 जो बरगादार हैं इनको हम सब्सिडाइज नाबार्ड से ग्रामीण बैंक के माध्यम से लोन देंगे। और इससे इस तरीके से बरगादार जो है, जो कि असली किसान है, जो खेती में जाता है, जो मेहनत करता है, उनको बल मिलेगा, लाभ मिलेगा।
তরমুজ আমাদের এই এলাকাতে হয় না, এটা বাইরের থেকে আমাদের এই রাজ্যে আসে। এটার কেজি বাজারে কিনতে গেলে খুচরা মূল্য প্রায় 70 থেকে 80 টাকা। কিন্তু আমরা যদি এটা করতে পারি, যদি 40-50 টাকা কেজি বিক্রি করতে পারি, তারপরে আমরা কৃষকরা অনেকই লাভবান হতে পারবো। এই তো ইন্টারনেট থেকে শিখছি।
Friends, we'll slip into a short break here and show you glimpses of our magazine First Word. Please do subscribe to the magazine and read in-depth articles about the region. First Word, a complete monthly magazine of the Northeast, read by who's who of the land, packaging news and current affairs, sports, culture, festivals, achievers, life in metro and lots more. Buy the magazine today from stalls across the Northeast and New Delhi at ₹50 per copy, or subscribe for 12 issues by paying ₹550 online. For details, contact 98101 29327. Transfusion of blood plasma of recovered COVID patients is a treatment process being used increasingly the world over to treat moderate to severe cases of COVID-19. Dr. Anjali Hazarika of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences tells us about this treatment process and lots more. Watch on. The worldwide trend of treating serious COVID-19 infected patients with blood plasma of recovered COVID patients or administration of convalescent plasma transfusion has increased the need for plasma donation. What is this plasma therapy? Who are required to donate? All these questions were answered for our Youth Folio viewers by Dr. Anjali Hazarika, Chief Medical Officer of the Blood Transfusion Services in Cardiothoracic and Neurosciences Center or BTS CNC Department of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi.
In absence of any definitive treatment for this disease, a lot of modalities are being tried out, and convalescent plasma that has been collected by a recovered patient is showing a lot of promising results. So what we do here is that plasma is collected from patients who have recovered from this disease after a gap of say 28 days, when the antibodies have developed in sufficient amount, and this plasma containing the antibodies is then transfused to the patient having moderate to severe symptoms, and this helps them to fight the disease. This is still under trial, but we are having a lot of promising results, and a lot of plasma blood banks have come up in the country, starting with Delhi, and even in Assam now we have about five centers collecting convalescent plasma.
The BTS CNC Center of AIIMS caters to round-the-clock blood transfusion needs of patients of the CNC department by collecting, processing and providing safe and quality blood. We asked Dr. Hazarika what is safe blood, what SOPs are followed while choosing who can be a donor, and what criteria should any patient check before accepting a blood transfusion.
Any healthy donor between the age of 18 years to 65 can donate blood having a hemoglobin count of at least 12.5 grams. The person should not be suffering from any chronic disease, should not be taking any medications in the recent past. And right now during this pandemic, we are careful about taking contact history of the donor with any COVID patient, and those who have recovered also we ascertain that there is a gap of 28 days, and a person who has donated blood can safely donate again after 3 months.
Of late, the Honorable Prime Minister's announcement that soon every citizen will have a health ID card has raised much enthusiasm and curiosity. We asked Dr. Hazarika about how this health card would benefit both patients and doctors.
I feel that is going to be very beneficial for the public since at present all of us know that it is very cumbersome to take care of all our medical records and to produce them whenever required. At times we have seen that people travel and there is an emergency, there could be an accident, and we cannot really expect people to remember the full medical history and to have all the documents with them at the time of any emergency. So having this digital card would help to have all the treatment history, the diagnostic reports, as well as the past history of the patient on one card. So it is supposed to be something like the Aadhaar card. It would in turn be linked to the Aadhaar card or to the person's mobile number. It is a 14-digit number, and on scanning that card, any doctor could access the complete medical history of the patient, and this would in turn help them to give proper treatment and emergency treatment to the patient.
Dr. Hazarika has done her MBBS from the prestigious Guwahati Medical College. We asked her about other institutions that she has studied in or worked at.
I studied for 2 years in the Cotton College in Guwahati, and after that I did my 5 years of MBBS in Guwahati Medical College. I was in the 1996 batch. I did my internship there, I got married at that time, and then I shifted to Delhi with my husband. Here I did my junior residency in the Hindura Hospital for a year, 6 months in pediatric medicine and 6 months in radiology. And then as I was waiting for my UPSC results and the ESI exam that I had given, I got a call from AIIMS for the post of the blood transfusion officer, and I joined here in 1994, and there's been no looking back after that.
Friends, we've reached the end of our episode time today. Check out the names of who all have won in our contest section this week. For our contest section, we had asked, which specialized forces Director General did we interview for the episode? What is the name of the Director General? The answer is, we had interviewed the Director General of NDRF or the National Disaster Response Force, Mr. S.N. Pradhan. The winners are Purabi Bharali from Guwahati, Assam, Indrani Kemprai from Shillong, Meghalaya, and Vighoy Awomi from Dimapur, Nagaland. A big congratulations to all 3 winners of the day. Winners, we will recharge your mobile phones with ₹500 each within a week's time. Viewers who wish to take part in our easy contest have to answer a simple question. Who all are being invited to donate blood plasma? Rush your entries to youth_folio@yahoo.com or SMS or WhatsApp to 98101-29327. Don't forget to tune in to Youth Folio again next Saturday at 7:30 p.m. only on DD Assam. You could also check our earlier episodes on YouTube, and please do subscribe to our Vision channel on YouTube. See you all next Saturday. Until then, goodbye and take very good care of yourselves.